So this is the gimbal that I'm selling. I'm not selling the camera, I'm keeping that. But I want to show you guys how this works and some of my favorite features about it. So it comes in this big padded case, fits really nicely in here. It has all these different cables for different cameras that you could use. So there's a Canon one right here. I've got the Sony one plugged in right there. But like this fits in that nice little pocket. This is the charger for the batteries. It fits in that nice little pocket. Very well laid out. Yeah, so let's look at this. So right now, the listing includes this focus motor right here, which I feel like is one of the highlights of this thing. So it connects right here, and then you also have a cable that's going from here to the camera right there. If you don't want to use the focus motor, then you can use a cable directly from the camera to the gimbal. That is the only way that you are able to control the recording on this camera, or from the gimbal to the camera. So if I hit record here, then the camera is also recording there. I can stop recording. This little dial right here does the focus motor. You could also have this do zoom if you want, if you had a ring for that. So that's pretty cool. I'm also including these little adjustable zoom rings. You can unscrew this to take that off, but this is what tightens it. But yeah, you could use these if you want. Yeah, I like this a lot. Compared to some of the DJI gimbals that I've used, oftentimes when I'm using the external focus motor with the DJI ones, I have to manually set an in and out point. This, you just plug it in and it works, which I feel like is awesome because most of the lenses you'd be using this with don't have hard stops, which is really nice. As far as like the overall build quality of this, like one of the reasons that I got this originally is because I had a Sony VG30 before I moved to this A6400, and the VG30 is more like a cinema body, and so it would go and stick out like just barely within this. But this gimbal has like a very large like payload capacity, not only for weight but also for like distance. I think this is larger than the original Ronin S, and I think to get something bigger than this, you really have to move up to something like a Zhiyun Crane, like 4, or I don't even know if their Weeble models go this high, but that's something to consider. This thing's all aluminum, so it's very durable compared to my DJI one that's mostly plastic. This thing also has 3 18650 size batteries on the inside, so if batteries ever go bad or if you're mid-shoot, you can replace them. So overall, I feel like this thing's going to last a really long time, given the fact that the batteries are very easily replaceable and the body is just like so well built. What's also cool is that every time I use my DJI gimbal, I have to recalibrate it. With this one, I don't have to recalibrate it each time. You can set the sensitivity in the menu right here. So I can go to like motor right there and change the low, medium, high. But this works really well. Also, like on some of my DJI gimbals, I've noticed this on my Ronin SC and also the RSC2. If I like bump it, then it starts freaking out. Or if like it accidentally gets hit, then it'll shake and vibrate and be really weird. This is designed so that like if it gets bumped, it'll just move and comply, but then it will still be able to move and stabilize really, really well. One quirk that I've noticed, so this little rod right here is threaded into there, so I find it best to put the focus motor underneath like this, so that then the weight of it is tightening this thread. If you do it the other way, then it's loosening it. If you were to use this, you could also put a rod from your camera cage and hold it there, and it would be a bit more secure. But this configuration makes it very secure when you have it kind of underneath like that. It has different modes, so right now it's in pan follow, so you see it like that. You can change it to locked, so self-explanatory. Follow, which will keep it oriented. It won't do any roll, but it'll stabilize any pan or tilt. If you double click this, it'll go into POV mode, which will allow you to roll. And then if you do that again, it'll go into V mode. So that will work pretty well. And then you can do that to like do a barrel roll 360 type thing. What else? I also am including this remote. It connects via Bluetooth. The Bluetooth can be a little finicky sometimes, but it generally works pretty well. One thing to note is that it only controls the axes that are free on the camera. So I'll set it to locked so that like my gesture input controls aren't affecting the camera. So that allows this to control both the left and right and the up and down. So this has been pretty nice. I've used this to record sports. I've put this on a pole or someplace else on a tripod, and then I'll just record it like this, like a remote PTZ. This also can be controlled via USB. You also charge this over micro USB. I don't believe you can charge the camera batteries via this micro USB. I think you have to use, you have to take the batteries out and use an 18650 charger like this. Now this is connected, it doesn't show the Bluetooth icon anymore, so it knows that it's under that control. But I tried to fix this. I don't know why it does this, but when it's wired, the way that you hold it changes. So hold it sideways, and then you'll be able to go left or right and up or down. So, yep, that works pretty well. Also, I don't know why the knob doesn't work. Maybe that's something I can do in the mode, but yeah, you can control the mode there. There's menu here. So, yep. Settings. I'll disconnect that now and turn this off. I'm not including this tripod plate because you should probably grab your own or get one of those like mini tripods with the 3 feet. So, yeah, I'm going to change that back to pan follow, like that. So, again, I'm not selling the camera, but I think this would be a great fit for your camera. Feel free to message me if you have any questions.